Welcome back to Talend Cloud course. In this section, we are going to learn about Pipeline Designer. In the first lecture, we are going to learn about the introduction to Pipeline Designer and the concepts and terminology around Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer and how Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer fits into the architecture of Talend Cloud. Before continuing with this, first we need to understand what Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer is. Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer is a modern flexible integration tool you can use to process data at scale in an easy yet powerful manner. Pipeline Designer provides a graphical web-based user interface in the cloud to create complex end-to-end pipelines to process data at rest or in motion instantly through the schema on read framework. With the Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer, data integration and big data developers can continuously implement integration pipelines, see data in action with the live preview feature, and run these pipelines either on-premise or on the cloud. Remember, Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer is not activated by default in your Talend Cloud account. To activate it, you must reach out to your administrator, and then he will be able to activate it for your role through Talend Cloud Management Console, and he will assign Pipeline Designer role to you. Users with Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer trial account has the possibility to contact a Talend agent from inside the Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer through the in-product chat that you can open by clicking the chat icon on the top toolbar, which you will see in a minute. So that's basically about Pipeline Designer. Let's log into our cloud account and then go to select an app and then select Pipeline Designer. Once you are in the Pipeline Designer, this is the icon I was showing you where you can chat with Talend support. Let's see the next section, which is the Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer concepts. Similar to Talend Cloud Data Inventory, some of the terms or the concepts are similar because the diagram that we showed back then is similar to this one, where you will create a connection, then you will create a data set, and then using that data set you will get to either create a pipeline or a preparation. In this case it's pipeline. So we already learned about Remote Engine Gen 2, but let's see again what it is. Remote Engine Gen 2 is a secure execution engine on which you can safely run pipelines. It allows you to have control over your execution environment and resources as you are able to create and configure the engine in your own environment. Either it can be virtual private cloud or on-premise. A Remote Engine Gen 2 ensures data processing in a safe and secure environment, as Talend never has access to the data and resources of your pipelines. And it also ensures optimal performance and security by increasing the data locality instead of moving large data to computation. The same engine provided by Talend on cloud is called Cloud Engine for Design. The Cloud Engine is a built-in runner that allows users to easily design pipelines without having to set up any processing engines. With this engine, you can run two pipelines in parallel. Remember, with Cloud Engine for Design, you can run two pipelines in parallel. For advanced processing of data, it is recommended to install the secure Remote Engine Gen 2. Then connection. Connections are environments or systems where data sets are stored, which includes database, file system, distributed system, or platforms. The connection information to these systems only need to be set up once since they are reusable, which we have seen in the data inventory section. Next we have data set. We already seen how to create data set and what data sets are, but let me go through it. Data sets are collections of data. They can be database tables, file names, topics, file paths, etc. You also have the possibility to create test data sets that you enter manually and store in a test connection. Several databases can be connected to the same system, which is one-to-many connectivity, and are stored in reusable connections. And then we have the actual pipeline. Pipelines consists of a process. You can imagine it as a talent job that keeps on listening to incoming data, and a pipe where data comes from a source, the data set, and is sent to a destination. Pipelines can be either batch or bounded, which means the data is collected and the pipeline stops once all data is processed. Or they can also be streaming or unbounded, which means the pipeline never stops reading data unless you stop it. Then finally we have sample. This is similar to again data inventory. Your data will be visible in the form of a sample retrieved from the dataset metadata. So those are some of the concepts around Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer. We will see each one in detail when we learn how to actually create pipelines. Then let's look at the architecture, Talend Cloud architecture diagram, and let's see where pipeline actually fits in. As you can see from this diagram, the functional blocks of Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer, interactions between Talend Management Console and Talend Pipeline Designer and other applications. As usually, the diagram is divided into two, which is local network or Amazon VPC and the cloud infrastructure. On the local network, it includes a web browser that is used to design pipelines and a remote engine Gen 2 that is used to execute pipelines. The remote engine Gen 2 can be installed either on premises or on the customer's VPC. Then we have the cloud infrastructure. The cloud infrastructure includes the cloud applications that rely on the dataset service and the engines used to run pipelines. The dataset service is what provides the unified dataset list within Talend Cloud. Talend Cloud Data Inventory, which we learned in the previous section, is the central place, as you can see it here, where you access and maintain your dataset collection. You will be able to quickly search your data, assess its quality, rate, document, or share it with other data consumers. Talend Cloud Preparation, which will be our next section, and Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer are the two other applications that benefit from the common dataset inventory and allow you to cleanse or transform your data. In Talend Management Console, you can administrate roles, users, projects, engines, and licenses. Here you have a consistent experience between the two cloud apps, as the pipelines published from the Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer and their related information such as versions, type, etc. can be visualized from Talend Cloud Management Console and used to create executable tasks where you can schedule them and run them on demand. Then in Talend Pipeline Designer, you can design your complex end-to-end pipelines to process, enrich, and transform data at rest or in motion. You can run these pipelines either using the embedded cloud engine for design or using a remote engine Gen 2 installed on your VPC or on-premise. The cloud engine for design, which you can see here, is embedded by default in Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer, helps users quickly get started with the application, but it is recommended to install the secure remote engine Gen 2 for advanced processing of data. Whenever you use cloud engine for design, it uses tokens. Tokens can be bought from Talend. The secure remote engine Gen 2 and its corresponding run profiles are created from Talend Cloud Management Console before they can be used to execute pipelines in Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer. This diagram, which we already seen, right? On local network, you have web browser and remote engine. Using web browser, you log into Talend Pipeline Designer and then you design your pipelines, and then you run your pipelines on top of either cloud engine for design or the remote engine Gen 2, as you can see here. You create connections and fetch samples, run artifacts, tabs, and on Talend Management Console, you actually manage the roles, projects, users, and licenses that can be used with the Pipeline Designer, and it can also be used to create tasks and scheduled plans on top of these pipelines. And you have the dataset service, where which is the heart of the Talend data inventory, where you can access datasets and rate them, and you can do other useful things through the datasets using Talend data inventory, which we learned in the previous section. So that concludes this first video, where we learned introduction, concepts, and architecture of Talend Cloud Pipeline Designer. I hope this is easier than the previous section because we already covered most of the concepts. So let's see in the next lecture how to manage connections and data sets, which if you already watched Talend Cloud data inventory, then you can skip, because the next section is similar to whatever we have seen in the data inventory, and then you can skip directly to how to manage pipelines. So see you in the next lecture, and thank you very much for enrolling into this course and for giving me this opportunity. Peace out. Love you all.